Hello everyone, Stephen Paletti here and welcome to the New South Wales Quidditch League final between the Darlington Dragons and the Nightmares. Quite possibly one of the upsets of the year in the preliminary final. It was the Darlington Dragons upsetting the ESU Dawnbreakers, 80-60, Dragons catching the snitch. This should be an incredibly fantastic game of Quidditch. As far as this game goes, I would highly expect a very, very competitive contest. And honestly, it could go either way. I could not pick either of these two sides. I think Nightmares might just have the edge, but honestly, this is going to be an incredibly, incredibly fun game to watch. So let's get started. So the snitch for this one is Damien Osborne. As we have brooms up, and Nightmares are going to get first use of the quaffle as Brandon Frizen and a diving save by Derek! Jeez, deny Brandon Frizen the opener. Oh my gosh. What a way to start this final. That is absolutely unbelievable. As Luke Derrick looks like he's taking a catch at second flip. So, Dragons running from right to left in the green jerseys, and Nightmares running from left to right in the white and green jerseys. Shot there, misses. It's going to go out of play. It's going to be a Nightmares inbounding ball as we've got some nice, beat of play going on. And what a beat that was there. As Brandon Frizen drives it forward, he's in a battle there with Luke Derrick. Dragons coming in everywhere to stop Frizen from keeping control of it. As our refs are starting to get in there now to just see exactly what's going on. It's going to be beat Brandon, and Luke Derrick will pick up the quaffle in the keeper zone and will be safe. So Dragons not conceding there either. It's a nice advancement up the pitch there for Derek. Goes out Taylor Angelo, a little bit right of pitch, back to Derek. It's a nice beater battle going on there. Long ball in behind Cooper Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald back to Derek, long ball. And they just can't quite seem to get through here. That's a nice little spin and turn. Derek going through, shot, goal. And the Dragons hit the board first here. It's 10-0. As Frizen looks to drive through the middle, is going to be tackled there. Gets out of the tackle, spins out of it, gets pushed a little bit. Far side of pitch, is out to Gunny Ava, shot, goal! And Ava McConnell levels the scoring. It's 10-all. As Luke Derrick is just going to wait for our head ref, Nat Astelosh, to return the quaffle to him. As past halfway, it comes out here to Sam Feeney on the near side. Back to Derek. Derek has got Jeffrey Talbot protecting him. And that's teetering dangerously close to the reset use line, but that's going to go in behind Fitzgerald. It's Feeney, and that's going to be a face beat on Feeney. And it's Gunny charging forward with it for the Nightmares, and that's going to be beautifully intercepted by Fitzgerald. And Dragons will regain possession here without conceding again on the score sheet. As Fitzgerald looking for options. Sam Chittenden putting pressure on from the Nightmares. Derek just palms her away. Having a little duel. It's going to be blocked by Frisens. Back to Fitzgerald. And it's a shot. Maybe a pass. Regardless, the Nightmares have picked up possession. And Frisens going to have it inside the keeper zone. Just momentarily. As Frisens looking for options. Has got Ava, has got Sean Abbey, and that's going to be flicked out here to Sam Chittenden on the near side. Chittenden looking it back for Frisen. Frisen's got it. It's out to a Sean Abbey. And we're going to have a brooms down here. It looks like it's just a brooms down for bludger retrieval, so as bludger went a significant distance off pitch, it's a Sean Abbey still trying to find a way forward. Abbey is being pressured back by Feeney. So the quaffle carrier line is Abbey, Frisen with keeper's headband, Ava McConnell and Sam Chittenden. And it's going to be a drive forward shot, goal by Ashan Abbey. And it is 20-10 in favour of the Nightmares. And look, a little bit of a fast break here. Frisen's going to be taken out. Derek's going to drive through Abbey. He's going to drive through everyone. Dunk it for a goal to re-level the scoring here. 20 apiece. As Frisen looked like he was trying to make a fast break and then slowed down when he realised that the Dragons do have loads of control. They do have two backs, so a fast break is a very, very unwise decision. As Frisen comes out here on the near side. Drives through, shot in behind, or pass in behind, I should say. Sam Chittenden picks it up. Chittenden, what can she do with it? She's being pushed back. Driving it through the middle. Spin, turn to Frisen, dunk, goal. No, goal. Beat before is the call. So it's still level at 20. So some excellent effort there by the defensive beaters for the Dragons as they stopped what would have been a goal to keep the scores level, as Derek is just looking for options, very, very slowly advancing the quaffle. Pushing the full limits of the rule in the offensive half now, or just inside the offensive half. He's pushing it a little bit over to the far side. He's going to be under pressure here from Harry Jones and Brandon Frisen. Long ball in behind to Bianca Scalone. And it's going to be picked up by Bianca. She's going to be beat. It's going to be turned over to the Nightmares. And it's going to be with Frisen now. He's over halfway looking for a shot in behind. He's going to be beat there. But that's going to come in the middle. And it's going to be picked up here by the Dragons. Didn't quite see what happened there, but as Luke Derrick into the offensive half. Some nice beater play. Derrick trying to direct traffic. Long ball in behind to Feeney. Feeney trying to find options, gets the pass away, straight into the waiting arms of a Nightmares chaser. I believe that's Sarah King. And it's going to go off to Max Brenner, who has subbed on for Brandon Frisen. Looking for a screenplay, can't quite pull it off. As Abbey Brings it forward. It's going to go in behind. Is that going to be beat? Where's the Quaffle? Quaffle is with Derek, the keeper. So another fantastic defensive effort there by the Dragons to keep this one close. There's still 20 all. And reset has been called as used. So reset used for the Dragons as Derek tries to drive it forward. That's going to miss everyone, and that's going to be deflected out of play behind the hoops. And so it's going to be a Nightmares inbound. It's Brenner with it now. Russell trying to get it in behind to a waiting chaser, only picks out Bianca Scalone, and Scalone's going to intercept it to pass it on to Derek to restart this play. And the defense once again coming up strong for the Dragons. As Derek still looking for options, doesn't want to rush the play. If any player on this pitch knows what a rush possession could mean for this game, it is Luke Derrick, a long-time veteran of the sport, multiple-time Drop Bears, and if my memory serves me correctly, the current Drop Bears coach that will coach the side to the World Cup next year in Richmond, Virginia. As it's a long lob in behind, doesn't quite reach the mark, and that's going to be inbounded by the Nightmares. It's Russell bringing it forward now. Tom Russell is over the halfway line trying to find a driving path through. It's going to be stopped there by Derek. That's a beautiful tackling. There by Derek. We're going to have a brooms down. And I believe it's going to be an injury sub. Yes, we have an injury sub here for Tom Russell, who was hurt in that tackle. We've got the referees in deliberation. There's going to be no card on the play, so it is going to be an injury sub. And so Tom Russell threw his broom away in a little bit of frustration there. And so Jackson Shields, who is the injury sub for Russell, is going to be just allowed to move the broom to reset it. And Brenner's going to be beat. He's going to force a long pass back. Nightmares do have bludge control though, so they can create a little bit of space if they can get the beats right. As Kelsey Collins is going to be beat there. Shot through, and that's going to be a goal. And Nightmares have pushed the lead and broken the deadlock. It is 30 points to 20 here in the NQL final for 2022. Past halfway is Derek. He's going to pass it off here to Cooper Fitzgerald on the near side. quite sure what to make of that, honestly. As Shields inbounds the quaffle. Just going to pass it off to Brenner, which will allow Shields to go deep. So Brenner, as the keeper, is going to run this play and work out who's going to go where, looking for a screen. Screen's not on, so he's not going to try and rush anything. Brenner's waiting patiently. A little bit of pressure there from Feeney. And that's the screen, and that's worked perfectly that time. Beautiful tackle there, though. It goes out to Jackson Shields on the far side. Shields back into Abbey, and he's going to be mauled by Dragons immediately. And Derek's going to pick up the quaffle. Still 30-20. The Dragons still right in this one. A very, very even contest here. What's Derek going to look to do here? The long pass in behind is where they have been going today in this match, but it hasn't quite worked. Drive in behind. That's going to be picked up there by Fitzgerald. It's going to go back to Derek, who's going to be beat. That's going to go out of play, and it's going to be a turnover to... Where's Quaffle? There's Quaffle. So Brenner's going to pick it up. There is one beater back. It is Kelsey Collins. And Brenner bringing the quaffle forward. So bludger control in favour of the Nightmares here. As Brenner looks to drive it through the middle, is going to meet players. Shots going to go in. No. Goal is going to be good, and so Brenner's going to score to push the lead out to 20, 40-20. And Derek's going to bat the quaffle back into his hands. So Derek and Scalone just in a little bit of a chat there, trying to work out a way forward. Fitzgerald and Feeney, the other two quaffle players on the pitch. So Feeney's in behind, Scalone's here on the near side. Fitzgerald at parallel at 180 degrees to Derek, directly on his right. Under pressure there from Maddie. Scalone's going to pick it up, try to get the shot in behind. She's going to pass it straight to Shields though. And Feeney's going to be beat, so Shields is going to have a clean run through. Passes off to Brenner, just inside the keeper's own line. And that's a beautiful tackle there by Derek. And it's going to be a Dragons inbound from the far sideline. So Derek moving it forward. It's still Feeney and Scalone. Fitzgerald has swapped out for Angelo. So Taylor Angelo on the far side. Scalone at a 45-degree angle to Derek's right. Feeney, 45-degree angle far left behind the hoops. And bludger control regained there by the Dragons. Feeney trying to get in the space, has got Shields harassing him. Taylor Angelo looking for space in behind as well. She's presently unmarked. And Scalone is looking for the option. Scalone trying to drive it forward. The long, gangly arms of Ashan Abbey just bats that one out of the air. And Shields is going to run in off to Brenner. Brenner can't quite stick the landing, but still gets the goal anyway. And it is 50-20 in favour of the Nightmares. And this one's starting to get away from the Dragons a little bit. But they are still within Seeker range. And as I said, and the Seekers are ready. Snitch is on pitch. as Damo's just psyching himself up. So we're going to have a brooms down here. So I believe Cooper Fitzgerald, as the speaking captain, was trying to call a timeout, but because the snitch has been released, once snitch is on pitch, you can only call a timeout when there is a brooms down stoppage. As we have the Seekers released here. So Seekers are released. It's going to be Brandon Frizen to start for the Nightmares, and it's going to be a dismount there for the Dragons Seeker, as Frizen's going toe-to-toe with Damo. Is not quite getting it. Brandon trying to go for it. And Brandon's going to be beat out of it. So Derek here is trying to find player in behind. Gets it. Gets the pass off. That's out to the far side to Scalone. In behind for Angela. Angela can't quite leap up past just over her head. And Chittenden's going to pick up the loose quaffle here. And that was a right idea from Talbot to try and beat Chittenden in behind. Off to big James Hosford. Shot blocked there by Derek. And Derek is looking to go in untouched. He's going to be under a little bit of hassle. Shot! Go! As the beat's going off. Natural motion shot. Derek gets it from distance. Dragons are going to catch. Dragons are going to win. Dragons are going to win in the upset of the year. This is unbelievable. First year community team. The final is the furthest the community team has ever gotten in their first year, and they're going to win it. This is unbelievable if this catch is good. The referees, of course, are going to deliberate as they should to make sure that there were no infringements in the run-up, and that Luke Derrick goal could prove incredibly crucial. Goal is good. Yes, the catch is good. The Darlington Dragons have won NQL for 2022. And they all get around Luke Derrick. Everyone's celebrating. And what a game. What a final. That is absolutely unbelievable. That is a match for the ages. What a game. I'm absolutely stunned. I've got no words. That is absolutely unbelievable. All right, so here with Luke Derrick from the Darlington Dragons, the winning team here. You seem to set the momentum incredibly early. You know, you're making a diving save in front of the hoops, like you're taking a catch at second slip. You know, just set everything early. Like, how did you see that game?
Well, Brandon always sort of goes that way. He prefers to go that, and he assumes that I'm going to come up and tackle him through a pass. So on the sideline, I told Jeff, "You're going to run up with the bludger, and he's going to shoot, and I'm going to dive for it." And then it happened, and I was like, perfect. I think we all understood that their quaffle depth was better than ours, and they had more legs, so we wanted to slow the game down, try and play less of a fast break game. So that's why if I was to pressure too much, we'd go over the hoops. As I turned and said, it probably didn't look like very good Quidditch, but it ended up panning out because it slowed the game down so much they weren't able to use their speed.
And there was something that I noticed was you guys were doing is there was a lot of long shots in behind, long passes in behind. Some of them pulling off, some of them weren't. You seem to, I guess, divert away from that strategy a little bit. Was that the plan coming in, was to try to just cut behind them to basically negate their height and their speed?
The plan coming in was to slow it down and then just give them what they like. sort of take what they gave us. Yep. I thought that behind pass was open because we were slowing it down, they were struggling to force the ball out of my hands. So they had to press quite high with their beaters. So the one beater would press up, the other beater would be engaged, and then before the behind was working. So we got a few good drives. Obviously, it's a hard pass, and it's very susceptible to intercepts, which is where they got a few of their fast breaks from. But overall, I think it was a decent strategy. But then they started to sit Jackson Shields behind more, so then we needed to adjust from there.
Made an excellent goal, basically right behind it. A long shot from basically halfway that ended up being the game changer because the snitch was caught not even 10 seconds after that. Obviously, it wasn't a planned shot. You were under a little bit of pressure. But as it left your hand, did you know that it was going to go in?
I sort of was falling facing the hoop, so I sort of flicked it with a hope because I knew the beat was coming. I knew if I just sat on the ball, it wasn't going to get anywhere. Throwing back was hard because Tom was over the top of me, so I knew that I just had to sort of take it and dive, but I sort of falling saw it go through, and I was like, that's the one. That put us back in range, so pretty happy with that.
Fantastic effort by you and the Dragons. For me, player of the match. I don't know how anyone else would have seen it, but for me, you're absolutely the player of the match. Congratulations. Go and enjoy the win.
Absolute pleasure, Stephen. Have a good one.
Thank you. Here with Gunny from the Nightmares. An incredibly tough game. A very, very narrow loss. I guess how's the team feeling after that?
It's a bit obviously upsetting because you lose the final, you lose the game that matters. But look, what a fucking outstanding game by the Dragons. Honestly, they played very well. They executed perfectly. Honestly, they had some balls over the hoops and whatnot, some missed shots. But what matters is they played the game they played. They had a game plan. They executed better, and we didn't do that. So it just happens. It's a very, very tough loss. But we're going to take this feeling and carry on to Quaffle, and hopefully have a bit of better, outcome for that one.
The Nightmares managed to push out to a little bit of a lead, got it out to 30, almost got it completely out of range, and then the Dragons were able to claw their way back. Does that, I guess, make it worse that you were able to kind of break into a lead and then kind of lose it?
Yeah, look, losing's losing. Everyone, you come into the game, you have the expectation to win. Obviously, you always want to win your games, but again, the way Dragons handled that game, they obviously had a plan that they want to execute. They executed very well. A lot of slow balling and keeping it in range, which is what they wanted to do, and we couldn't capitalize on our fast breaks or whatnot, which is the bread and butter of our team. And yeah, just the way they played, all credit to them. It was an outstanding game, and you can't fault for them. What a shot by Luke! I can't wait to see that on the camera, and then almost instantly the catch after, just well done, honestly.
Kind of felt like the momentum was set. Derek started the game off, made an excellent diving save on your teammate Brandon. Yeah. Do you feel that actually set the momentum for the game?
Look, I don't think it set the momentum for the game. It was amazing. It was an amazing save, but sometimes you score and brooms up, sometimes you don't, and that time we still didn't get the goal. That was an outstanding save. He dived full length and made the save on right hoop. That's I love to, brother. That's amazing.
Congratulations on the loss and best of luck for Quaffle.
Thanks a lot.